If you've ever wished you had a self-publishing guide, checklist, or maybe a template when you're publishing your book for the first time, then you are going to love this video because I created a free, fun guide that you guys can use for when you're publishing your book. This digital guide is a guide that you can access for free, and it's going to act as a sort of checklist so you don't forget anything, and it's also a spot where you can kind of take notes and do some brainstorming for yourself as well. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in, then be sure to stay tuned for this video. My name is Mandi Lynn. I make weekly videos on the business of being an author, so if that sounds good to you, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon so you never miss a new upload. Thank you so much to xTiles for sponsoring this video. xTiles is an all-in-one workspace that allows you to organize your ideas and projects in a visual and easy way. You can use it to outline your book, create character profiles, or in today's instance, planning your book release. xTiles has some templates that they made specifically for writers that you can access, and I will leave those templates linked in the description of this video. But today I created my own template for you guys that you can use to launch your book. You'll get a feel for what exactly xTile is as we use the template that I created for you and as we work through it, but it will act as a place where you can capture links, notes, videos, and images all in one place. They do web clipping, and as well as having a desktop app, they also have a mobile app that will sync up with an app on your phone. This means if you're planning your book launch, you can access it on your computer or on your phone, and you can also export it as a PDF if you want it printable as well. Okay, so here we are in the template that I created for you guys. You're going to need an xTiles account in order to access it and edit it, but basically what you guys are going to want to do is the version that you have access to is a version that you cannot edit. So you're going to want to duplicate this file and save it to your account for yourself, because then you'll be able to make any changes that you want. So in order to duplicate, you can just hit the little 3 buttons here and then hit duplicate document, and then you'll be able to save it to your account and be able to edit it. So here's the overview. So this is kind of like our main dashboard area, and as you can see, I kind of color-coded things for you. I'm going to hit the More button so you can see all the options. But we have the publishing process broken down into 4 stages. Yellow is write the book, blue is bring the book to life, green is market research, and red is the launch. And we also have those as tabs up here because they each have their own individual page, and I'll get into that as we work through this. So as you can see, the fun part with xTiles is that you can really customize everything. You start off, if you started off with a blank file, it would be, you know, just this dot grid, and you can take your mouse and you can create the dot grid however you'd like. You can do a simple note, image, to-do list. There's a lot of different options. And then you can see you can customize the tile style. That's how I did the different colors that you see here. So you can really just do whatever you would like. I'm going to delete this tile right here. And it's nice because it's a very intuitive, and you can just start playing around with it and you get a feel for what's going on. So everything's movable. You can organize things however you'd like. Again, as you can see, I enjoyed color coding mine. You can also create links. As you can see, I created a few different links in here, and the way you create a link is the same way you would create a hyperlink for anything. You just highlight the text, and then you can see this little link icon. You can customize the colors, all of that. Like, all of this is very standard stuff that you would see. You can also add images. So if I wanted to add an image here, I can make my box and then click image, and then I would just select an image on my computer, or they have some that you can select by clicking here and then typing whatever you want. So if I wanted to put a road, I could put that road here and then move it around. I could make it bigger. You get the idea. So you can see that this is great for planning our book launch, but this could also be a lot of fun for outlining your novel as well. So this is just a fun tool that I wanted to share with you guys. You can also customize the images here. You can see I have a cover image that's just paper, but you can change your cover image to an image that you upload or one of the stock images here, and you can do the same for your icon over here. So now that we've gotten to know the platform a little bit, let's dive into the template itself and how you're going to use it. So let's talk about the dashboard. So this is just a list of some of the major things that you're going to want to do when you're publishing a book. And these are all check boxes, so as you finish each thing, you can check things off. So if you finished writing the first draft, you finished self-edits, developmental edits, copy or line edits, proofreading, you get the idea. So you can check things off as you finish them. And as you can see, I also have a spot where you can fill stuff in. So if you're doing pre-orders for your book, there's going to be a certain date that you're going to need to upload the files for your book by. So you can write that date in here for yourself and then check off the box when you're done. You can also see that this allows you to move things around however you'd like. So if you write things out of order initially, you can just click on these little dots here and be able to move stuff around. So these are our broad overview of steps. Now, this is not everything that you're going to do, which is why for each stage of the publishing process, I also gave it its own tab. So let's start off by going to write the book, which as you can see is color-coded in yellow. So just like over here, how we had a checklist of things to do, in the tab for write the book, instead of a checklist, I just have a bullet list. That way you don't have to worry about checking things off twice. But for each kind of overarching stuff, I gave it its own little square. So you can assign yourself a date you want to start writing the first draft and the date you want to finish writing the first draft, how many words you need to write a day in order to accomplish this goal. And then same with self-edits, we have a start and a finish date, a spot to take notes. Same with developmental edits, and then also a question to ask yourself, how do you plan on doing developmental edits? As you can see up here, there's a couple different ways. You can do alpha readers, beta readers, a developmental editor. You can also do a critique partner. I didn't write that in there, but that's also an option. For copy and line edits, how do I plan on doing copy and line edits? And then you can write the dates of when you plan on starting and finishing copy and line edits. Again, a spot for notes. Proofreading, how do I plan on proofreading? A start and a finish date, and again, a spot for notes. And as you can see, you can add in more content as you see fit as well. And then you can see up here, I have tools for you guys. So these are just my suggestions for you if you need a little more inspiration. There's a tool to track your writing. That's my writing planner by Stone Ridge Books. And then a tool to outline your book, my novel outline planner by Stone Ridge Books. Those are both of my planners in the My Book Launch Planner series. They are paper planners that you can get in either paperback or hardcover. So if you're someone who prefers, writing things down as opposed to digitally like this, or maybe you like to do both, this is another option for you. So that's the section for Write the Book. Let's move on to the next tab, which is Bring the Book to Life. So this section is color-coded in blue. Again, we have our little bullet point list of all our big steps. So for book cover, we have two different routes. As you can see, we can either hire someone or we can do it ourselves. So for hire, we have different questions that we may want to ask ourselves, like who will you hire? How much will they cost? When will they design it? And then if you want to do it yourself, we have what's your design concept? Have you done genre research? When will you design it? And honestly, these two questions, which are what's your design concept and have you done genre research, these are good questions to ask yourself even if you are working with a professional. It's good to be aware of genre trends no matter who's designing your cover, whether it's yourself or someone else. And then, of course, with each of these, we have a notes section where maybe you can write down the answers to these questions. For formatting, we have a section as well, and the questions you may want to ask yourself are, again, will you do it yourself or will you hire someone? And then when are you going to format it? The only thing that doesn't have their own little section are these two bullet points. Order approved copy, that's just kind of a reminder for yourself to order approved copy. And then you're just going to want to know when you need to upload the final files for your book. And then up here we have just tool suggestions for you. So when you're in this step of the process, if you want to learn how to design a book cover, I have a book cover design course that is coming soon. This is the link to the wait list. And then if you want to learn how to format your book, I have a book formatting course that's already out, published, and you can access whenever you want. So this is a link to that formatting course if you'd like to go that route. So the next tab we have is market research. So let's click on that one, and then we'll click this little more button so we can display everything. So again, you guys already know we've looked at these bullet points, which are identify tropes, list out Amazon categories, list out Amazon keywords, and write the blurb. So this is all of our market research, and of course we have boxes for each of them. So this is your box for your tropes. What are the tropes in your book? This is great to identify what your book's tropes are, because you'll be able to use this when marketing the book. It's a trend on TikTok and on Instagram to kind of just pitch your book by saying what tropes it has. So it's great to do that now before the book is published so you don't have to think about it later. And then we have what are your Amazon's categories. You can add up to 10 categories if you reach out to Amazon. And if you click this more button, you can see that. So it just says contact KDP customer support to have all 10 categories added to your book once it's published. So you are only able to add 2 categories at the beginning, but then if you identify all the categories and you contact support, they'll be able to add all 10 in for you. And then this little section over here is to identify your book's keywords, so you can write out all your book's keywords as well. And then this is for your book blurb. Now, different people brainstorm their book blurbs other ways, so you may want to brainstorm your book blurb here, or maybe you want to create other versions of your book blurb, like you write a couple different versions and you have to decide which ones. So if you have more than one blurb, you can just create additional boxes and decide later which one is your favorite. And if you're struggling to come up with Amazon categories and your Amazon keywords, I highly recommend checking out Publisher Rocket. Again, I have a link to it in here. I also have a link to basically everything that I've mentioned in this video in the description of this video. But if you want to try out Publisher Rocket, it's a tool that you can use to research and find different categories and keywords that you can use for your book. Alright, so let's move on to the last tab, which is the launch. Now, when you're planning a book launch, a lot happens. So I don't have everything listed out here. What I did list out, though, is what I feel are the biggest things when you're planning out a book launch. So again, we have the bullet points off to the left here that are kind of giving you a list of everything. But know that at any time, if you think of other things that you want to do to market your book, like you want to do a street team, just hit the enter button and type in street team. And then that's another different form of marketing that you added in. So with the launch, there's some questions that you're going to want to ask yourself. So for the cover reveal, you're going to want to say, when will you reveal the cover? And then for your cover reveal campaign, we have a little to-do list. And when you've done all of it, you can check things off. So our to-do list for the cover reveal campaign is create Google Drive folder for the cover files, send cover files to everyone who signed up to help with the cover reveal, and then share and promote the cover on reveal day. Then for pre-orders, you're going to want to ask yourself, will you do pre-orders? And if the answer is yes, then you can reference this pre-order campaign checklist, which is submit the book for pre-order, create pre-order incentives, create form to collect info of those who pre-order, and send out incentives. So that's our little checklist for pre-orders. And then if you decide to do advanced reader copies, you first need to ask yourself, will you do advanced reader copies? And if the answer is yes, we can reference this little to-do list, which is create a sign-up list for ARCs, create ebook ARCs, and then send out ARCs. And there may be a lot more that you end up doing, so feel free to add in more boxes, color code it, add images, whatever you need. If you want another tool to help you plan your book launch, be sure to check out my book launch planner. That is actually coming soon. It's not released yet. So if you sign up for the waitlist, you'll get an email when the book is eventually released, which should happen later this month, so hold tight. Another thing I wanted to mention is that this right here, this is just a kind of template and a to-do list. It's not a how-to book. So if you're looking for more information on how to do a book launch, how to plan it out, all the different things that go into marketing a book, be sure to check out the Marketing for Authors series by myself and Bethany Atazada. Marketing for Authors is a 5-book series, and each book in the series focuses on a different marketing element. So I know I had to go through all of this quickly today, so I can't do a tutorial on everything in all of the processes. So if you do want more information, make sure to check out that Marketing for Authors series. And then you can use this template to really make a robust plan for selling your book and planning your book launch. And the best part is, if you are someone who enjoys a paper planner, you can export this as PDF. So the way to do that is by clicking this little export menu, and you can select PDF, image, Markdown, however you like. And xTiles has a bunch of different features, and I don't have time to go through all of it today, but I definitely invite you all to create an xTiles account and start playing around with things and see what you think of it. I thought this was very fun. You may find yourself loving it so much that you start using it for everything. Like if you liked it for your book launch, maybe you'll like it for outlining your book, or maybe you'll like it for just organizing your personal life or maybe your work life. Whatever you may be doing, you can basically apply this to anything. If you want to give xTiles a shot, be sure to check out the link in the description of this video. I had a ton of fun playing around with it, so I'm sure you guys will as well. If you want to use the template I mentioned all throughout this video, I will leave the link to access it down below. Just remember, to actually use it, you have to duplicate it and add it to your own personal account. Otherwise, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. I'll see you all next week.